Hey, over here!
Yes, I could have been more quippy like in a show, but an agbot that's meant to be controlled by a code delivered through a local feed and doesn't understand more than a limited range of vocal commands is not exactly going to be impressed or intimidated by sarcasm. It didn't react, at least from what I could tell on visual. For 2.3 seconds, I thought it would ignore me, which, having to walk up to it and actually put the transponder on its carapace, was not the worst thing that could happen. Then, it ripped its limbs out of the doorway and flung itself at me. Okay, that was not the worst thing that could have happened either, but it was high on the list. Bots like this don't have to turn around. It didn't have any apertures or sensors in its body that it needed to point at the annoying thing it wanted to kill. It just reversed right out of the installation and lunged. It was really fast, is what I'm saying. But I'm fast too. And I was moving back even as it surged at me. Running toward the field, I had Scout Drone 1's video in one input, so I saw the Agbot's first 3 legs hit the ground 2 meters from the first transponder. I only had an estimate of its speed, really fast, so I couldn't do a precise calculation, but it looked right. I triggered the first transponder. The fucker jumped. It was cut off from the feed. It shouldn't have been able to pick up my detonation command. It also shouldn't have been able to take in the visual data of what I had done and interpret it as a trap. But that had to be the alien contamination augmenting its processing capacity. It went 10 meters up in the air. Scout Drone 1 almost bought the farm, but shot out of the way just in time. And it only lost the tips of 2 legs instead of taking a disabling blast to its joints. And it became obvious it was aiming to land on me, and there was no way I could get away in time. 2 things happened at once. 1, I threw myself down and rolled to face upward, aiming the launcher with the last transponder at the approximate trajectory the Agbot was arriving at. And 2, I caught a ping from another sec unit. My first thought was, what the hell is 3 doing here? But less accusatory and more relieved. It would be embarrassing to be rescued by 3, but it wasn't anything that hadn't happened before. The next thought was, that can't be 3. I knew its location as of 5.4 minutes ago, and there was no time for it to get here. Then, oh shit, it's Barish-Estranza. That was why Kareem's meeting was too important to put off, why she needed 3 with her, why Art couldn't/shouldn't use its weaponized pathfinders or try to arm a shuttle or anything else that might seem out of capacity for a university's deep space mapping transport. 4 corporate standard day cycles after the preservation responder had shown up with Dr. Mensa to look for us, another Barish-Estranza explorer had arrived, complete with a new complement of at least 3 sec units that we knew of. Since then, the BE task group had been much more active, sending teams to the planet to evaluate the situation and talk to the colonists. There was no legal way to keep them from doing it, and killing them all was problematic, though don't think Art hadn't run those numbers a few times. The Agbot plummeted toward me in a controlled fall, and was about to hit the triggering sequence. Then, a quick scatter of large explosive projectiles from off toward the right hit the central part of the bot's body, right where its processor would be. Metal shrapnel sprayed out, and a couple of limbs flew off. I scrambled out of the way as the torso broke loose and slammed into the ground. Oh, great save, BE Sec Unit. Most humans wouldn't have been able to evade that. What the hell kind of retrieval was that supposed to be?
That was 0.2 degrees away from a murder attempt.